Hello and welcome to this episode of What's Happening at the Cast. I'm here with our director, Sean Thies.
How you doing, everybody?
And we have a couple special guests here with us today.
Yay.
So we've got a fabulous musical coming to the theater here in the next couple weeks, Godspell. And I am surrounded by the director and the cast of Godspell. So welcome, Hannah Pasco and Sally Renee Tosh. It's so good for you guys to be in the studio.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, for those of us who aren't maybe familiar with the musical, what's Godspell about? What do you guys bring into Columbiana?
So Godspell tells the story of Jesus from his baptism to his death and resurrection with a fun little twist. There's going to be a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, a lot of grooving and jiving and improvising all around. It's going to tell the story in a fun and fresh way that a lot of people haven't heard it before.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. So why Godspell? Why did you guys want to be part of this, or what drew you to this particular show?
I think all of us have been in a production of Godspell at one point. None of us have been in a production of Godspell together, but we've all experienced it at one point in our life and loved it so much enough to come back to it. So I'm excited to be in it.
And you're both the directors, co-directing this. So what inspired you to want to direct this show specifically?
Well, I think that this story is so important. It's something that needs to be told and in a fun and fresh way. Even though a lot of us in this room know Godspell already, we wanted to see how can we take that to a new level? What norms of the musical can we challenge? What can we make different? How can we make it ours? And I think that working with Hannah has just been so great, in particular as a co-director, because she is all for new ideas, for let's try a couple things and see how this works so that we can make it ours.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And when you say ours, I failed to mention that this is part of the Indigo Family Theater. So this is the Indigo Family Theater Company's production of Godspell. And so in what ways are you guys making it yours? What do you mean by that?
So I would say that when you're given a script for a show, we've got lines, we've got singing that we have to do, things that we have to get done to make the show happen. But there's a lot of room for improvisation and for working together. This is such an ensemble show. Everybody is really heavily involved. Obviously there's Jesus. He's the most important one. Everybody else is kind of just supporting him the entire time. And, something that Indigo is all about is creating theater that anybody can come and see. You don't have to worry about content or anything. You can just come and enjoy it. And so that's something that's really important to us, telling a story as a family for families to be able to come and enjoy.
Cool.
It was very nice.
How is it working with how would you describe the energy of working with the cast? I mean,
So
I know
fun.
it's a blast.
So fun.
Because I have fun every single night.
Failed to mention that Sean is Jesus.
I'm in the show.
In the show as Jesus.
It's an honor, but it's, as they said, it's an ensemble cast. But I was saying that what I mean is that it's been such a blast to be able to. I can describe the energy, but from you guys, because they're not only directing it, they're in the show too.
Okay.
So they have to step out and say, okay, I'm going to stand right there in this scene, but I need to see what it looks like. So it's a challenge. They're working their
It's hard.
tails off. Is what I'm saying.
And Sally's also the music director, and then I'm the choreographer. So many hats we are wearing for this show.
When you said family production, you meant that, everybody's doing a little bit of everything, right?
Oh yeah, I feel like we're about to have a bond that lasts a long time after this. It's a great production.
So what is it about the cast? What is it that brings that energy?
Everybody just really wants to be there and have a good time. A big pet peeve of mine is just in anything in life. If somebody doesn't want to be there and it's clear that they don't want to be there, it's okay, then why are you here? But no, all 9 of the actors in this show want to be there, and they're just so excited to see each other every single day. And something I love about our cast is that everybody just kind of has their own lane that they are in, like something that they do that makes them so special and unique. We've got really grounded performers. We've got people that are a little more like light on their toes, that are just coming up with things, throwing things into the show whenever they feel like it. You know, there are people that are always just there to support and make other people look good. Like everybody works together so well, and that is so continuous, whether we're on the stage or off. Honestly, like we'll take breaks during rehearsal, and it's like nothing even stopped, because we're just all like, oh, I want to talk about this, I want to chatter about this, and everybody is friends on the stage and off, and that makes me so happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sounds like a great environment.
That's been my experience with theater in general, is the community. I mean, and the show, I mean, obviously it's about Jesus. It's about the story, the good news. There's a huge community aspect of it. And when you do a show, you develop a bond with those people, because you're spending, what have we been rehearsing for 3 months now? I mean,
Something like that, yeah.
you know, you're there, and we've had some great nights, and we've also had some people that have had some challenges, and to be able to be there during those challenges, that's a unique experience that it's a privilege for me to be able to be part of any of those things.
Sure.
So
I will say, like, one of the cool things about this show is that, like, you need every single person. Each person, like, plays a specific role. Each person has a role, and everybody stays on stage almost the entire show. Nobody gets to exit and take a little break. We all have to push through an entire show for, a couple hours all together. And so we're there from the beginning to the end.
So there's no scene one rehearsing tonight. This group of people need to be here.
It's
Scene
everybody
two,
every
right?
night. Yes.
Yeah.
Every practice is everyone having to be there. Everybody is dancing. Everybody is singing every song, you know. But then the cool thing is that because each person is necessary in this show, each person also gets a solo. So each person gets a song that, like, represents them, and you kind of get to know that character more through their solo song that they do. So
Yeah, that's cool.
That has definitely been something that was really fun for me as the music director. I'm working with everybody on their songs and figuring out, like, what is so special about your voice. And I tell them, as we're working on the music, like, we're not changing you to fit the music. We're going to change the music to fit you. So everybody has, like, a part in their song that can show something off. You want to show off that you can hit that high note, then we're putting a high note in. You want to show off that you can, like, act and do something super funny. Okay, that's what you're going to do during that part. Can you hold out a note for, like, forever? You're going to do that. And just watching them come up with, like, what makes them so special, just it increases their confidence and their desire to be in the show. And that makes me so happy, because I want to see people doing what they love in a way that makes them feel confident. So I think that everybody knowing, like, what makes them special helps us work together better.
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to display those unique gifts. That's awesome.
if you were to, let's say, if you were to complete the sentence, both of you, you do not want to miss this show because, Hannah.
No pressure.
No pressure.
You don't want to miss the show because Hannah.
Because Hannah. There you go.
Okay, not to toot my own horn, but I do think the dancing is super fun. I think it brings everybody in. Like, I feel like this is a very, like, immersive show. Like, and it's also like a really intimate show. Like, I feel like you just have these 9 characters the whole time, and, like, I don't know, you just get to know everybody. I don't know that I really answered the question or not, but I just
That was great.
I agree, but also you don't want to miss this show because there will not be another one like it, even from night to night. Obviously, with any production of live theater, it's going to be a little different, but I think the format of this show really allows for, while the same story is being told every night, it's going to be told in a little bit of a different way, with so many different genres of things. You know, we've got some silly improvisational moments. We've got, like, poetry readings. We've got mob bosses, like, all kinds of things coming together in a way that isn't something you would expect if you'd seen Godspell before.
Sure.
And obviously, like, this story is a very heavy story, but the show itself is a very comical show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we go through a lot of the parables, and they're done all in a very hilarious way. So it's definitely a funny show to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's interesting. 'Cause that's something that I
Yes.
would not have expected the description. So that's
I feel like nobody would
intriguing.
expect that, and I want everyone to know that it's a really funny show.
Yes,
That's
come
awesome.
prepared to laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, if people who, you don't have to be a Christian to know this story, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you come in thinking that it's going to be heavy the whole time and you're going to be preached at, that is not this show. It is so much fun. I struggle with the funny parts because, as I said, it's easier for me to relate to the dramatic parts.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole first act is a whole bunch of goofball kind of activity to still go through the parable, but physical comedy. I mean,
Yes.
it's all there. The dancing, just like you just said, is wearing me out. And
I know. I'm so sorry.
but it's going to be worth it. So I mean, it's not a gloom and doom. The second act does take a more serious tone, but it ends on a very, very hopeful ending.
Yeah. All right. So when can we see this at the Cat?
You can stop by on the 14th through 17th of May. Let's see, the 14th, 15th, and 16th are going to be at 7 p.m. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday at 2.
Sunday at 2. So opening night, Thursday, May 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll keep going all weekend long and end with the matinee on Sunday afternoon.
Get your tickets at atthecat.com.
That's right. Atthecat.com. Very good. Well, we really appreciate you guys coming in, sharing with us. Like I said, I've not seen this one before, so I'm very excited. And you've shared many things that I didn't know was going to be true about the show. So awesome.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.